Hello, this is Nick and welcome to my channel. So today I want to share with you a flip through of my 2020 February pages. So for February 2020, I decided to go with a simple theme using the traditional Filipino alphabet, which is called Baybayin. So this is Baybayin. I actually have a cheat sheet here at one of my pages at the back here that I use to create the baybayin or to compose the baybayin words. So I have several mistakes in this spread or in this entire setup, and I didn't change much. I kept the mistakes so that they don't look so horrible when flipping through my pages. Alright, so I don't get reminded every time I flip back through these pages that I made a mistake. So this is my cover page, very simple, just the baybayin of Pebrero. And then here is the headers. I did them in baybayin too. So I used a fountain pen ink called Lamy Studio 123. It's a gray ink with purple and green undertones. And then I just used a watercolor brush, dipped my watercolor brush into the ink, and did the brush lettering, or just wrote them using a brush basically. So this is Tala Arawan. I made a mistake with the letter N. I used NG instead of the normal N. I just put an X in it, but I didn't correct it. And then this is the correction. But yeah, so it's a light gray ink and it's a different language or alphabet, so it's a little hard for me to notice. And also here is a mistake. I flipped the two, so I put an arrow under it. And then here's my calendar. For this month, I started writing them back into my calendar instead of just doing this kind of legend color. I used to color code it. Let me show you my January. So back in January, I just used to color code it and then leave my calendar blank. And then so much happened in January that I decided to put down the events on my calendar itself. And then I figured for February, I'll just write them back here, all of my events. So it's easy to see here, but also easy to see here. So it's just like a duplicate of what's happening here and here. But at the bottom, I have the color coding that I use in my future log. So it's easy for me to see events that are happening. But in here, it's just written down, like I can go by day and then see what's happening there. And I still use my key for birthdays and all that stuff. And then here is so I made a mistake with labeling because I forgot to put in the names. But there. So this is very simple. And then what I'm doing now is that after I write my goals, I leave space to write my review at the end of the month. So at the start of the month, this is just a list of my goals, and then a lot of white space. And then at the end of the month, I go back and look at what I did and how I accomplished this goal, or if I did not accomplish this goal, why. In my previous bullet journals, what I did was I had a separate page where I list down all of these, but I changed that up a bit, and I'll show you later why I opted to put it here instead of in my review pages. And then the next is my to-do list and my reminders. And then this is something not really new, but I finally was able to create a calendar that I was able to follow at least around 80% of the time. So I listed down the daily gospel. I follow the Catholic readings because I am Catholic. So I listed down the gospel readings for the day, and then I put down the podcasts that I want to listen to every day. And then at the sides, I put in stuff I want to research on, stuff I want to do about my faith, and my prayer list, and other stuff that that comes up that I find when I do research. I list them down here so I don't forget. Like there. So, and the next is I forgot the cover. Next is my finances. So I just list down. So the top part is listing down everything, all of my bills or my expected payables. And then anything that I'm expect. So aside from my bills and things that I need to pay for, that I absolutely have to pay for, I list down all of the things that I might need to spend on, like birthdays and other stuff. And then I do a breakdown of my budget for each payday. Although here I didn't write a lot because I forgot to do it after I wrote this down. And the next is a page entirely to myself for self-improvement. So I have my focus for the month and then what I want to read, any prayer that I want to do, although I changed this up in March. And then lessons that I learned, like significant things that happened that, gave me, like, I had to stop and, okay, this is like a lesson or something. So I write them down here. And then I move on to my weekly pages. I had so much happening the last week of January that I wasn't able to do my weekly and daily. So I just laid it out, but I wasn't able to use it. I left this blank because I like doing my weekly page on the left side. So this is just blank, and just everything happened. A lot happened this week or that weekend and that entire week. So the first week of Feb. So I was not able to put anything here. And then moving on to the next week. So again, this is blank. I was still so busy. I was not able to list anything. I made the spread, or I made the page, but I was not able to fill it out. But I did carry on with the dailies. And so there, it was a very busy week for me. But here are my, and then I started coloring my stamps, which is fun. And then here, I was supposed to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was so busy, I did not have time to backtrack. But I started backtracking, and I figured I need this much space for these days. And then I did not finish. I did not follow through. Then again, I left this page blank because I like starting my week here. And I'm still thinking of stuff to put into my blank pages, but I just leave them there. Usually they end up as doodle pages eventually, or trial pages. So I just leave them blank. And then moving on to the 8th week. So now I had more time, or I was more mindful because I had like 2 weeks straight that I'm not able to follow through. So I was thinking, okay, I should do better. And work was relatively light. At home was also a little light. So I had a lot of time to put stuff in. And I really took time to plan. So I had like a solid plan for the week, and I was not drifting. So here I started doodling aside from stamping, and I started drawing my food again, and then coloring them with colored pencils, then using stickers and stamps. So all of the stuff that I like using are in this page and in this week. So I kept drawing. I was obsessed with siomai, so I kept eating it. And then I ate Ferrero because it was my gift to myself. I wasn't feeling very nice because of that. And then here are some more stamps that I colored, more journaling styles. And then moving on to the 9th week, I wasn't able to finish my trackers, but that's fine. I usually forget to finish them by Wednesday or Thursday. I forget to track them. But here I took a more simple approach because this layout where I stamp a lot is taking time, and that's probably why I was not able to follow through for the first 2 weeks of Feb. So I opted for something simple this time, just washi and then just text. And then my water tracker is just coloring boxes. And so far it's worked. It let me use my bullet journal every day, even if I had a very busy week. And these are, I think, PVC washi tape. They're not washi paper. They are plastic, but they're so pretty. I got this from my friend. And then this one, I made a mistake because the paper is very thin. I made a mistake of flipping, and I did not see that I missed an entire spread. So I have an entire spread blank. I have plans for this, but it's more of an artsy endeavor. So I'm just leaving it blank. I just put in some reminder here that what I want to put in here. And then I continued my week. Weekend is blank as usual because I'm very busy during weekends. And then February is done. So I did a review of my month, and what I do is, this page has been consistent through the years. This is me doing an analysis of my planning, of my planners, of how my planners work and how I can improve how my planners work for me. So it has one for my bullet journal. This used to be more complicated. It used to be a full-on SWOT analysis, or strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats analysis. But now I just group them into what worked and what didn't work, or what worked and what I should improve on, something like that. So I list down all of the things that I like, that I did in my bullet journal, and I listed down the things that did not work out and how I can improve them. I listed them down here. So same goes for the other planners, like my social media and my finance planner. I just laid them out there. I used to do an analysis of my faith journaling, but since I'm doing digital now, I stopped doing an analysis of it and just included it in this in my planner system, routine system review. So on this page is my planner system or routine system, or my schedule system review, where I review how my day goes, like the past month. How did my day go? Was I able to use my time wisely? Was I able to meet my goals? So I have the different sections of it. One is my schedule or time management, like what worked for me in terms of managing my time, my schedule, and what I need to improve on. And this has been consistent every week for the past, I don't know how many years. I need to wake up early, but I don't. And then I need to fix my filming schedule because I film erratically, although this one is a little harder to do because it depends on the mood of my kids. And then I want to tidy up at least 10 minutes per day. I used to do this and then I stopped when I was so stressed, and then I was not able to pick it up. So most of the time my room is just a mess. And then so there. And then after my schedule improvement stuff, I do an analysis on how I've been with this faith routine or faith schedule that I did, which is this. How faithful was I in following this and achieving my goal in terms of my faith? So I list down the things that I like and the things that work for me, and then things that I need to improve on. And here is also a list of to-dos, like things that while doing my faith devotions, things that I realized I need to do or want to do or was advised to do in the podcasts that I listened to. So I listed them down here so that it's handy that I can go back to this list later. And the next is my goals for my family, so my married life and my kids. I list them down here, things that I like that we did or I did, and then things that I don't like that I didn't do or whatever or happened. So I list them down here. And then it's March. So there. So that's how my February went. And I'm curious to see your February pages. Let me know in the comments. Link to your Instagram, your Facebook page, or your YouTube channel. I want to see them. And thank you for watching. Bye.